Welcome to Not Like This. Not Like This. From professional wrestling, horror films, and everything in between. Strap in. And now your hosts, Dale Zawada and Jim Snedeker Jr.
Welcome to Not Like This. I'm Dale Zawada with Jim Snedeker Jr.
Yes.
Jim, see any good baseball games lately?
Yeah, it's funny you mention it. I did. So for the Little League out here, they always have like an outing where you go see the Gary Railcats. You know, the whole league has like their special league night there, and they reserve a whole section. And it's cool. The kids get to hang out with each other, and you know, because a bunch of them are friends on other teams and stuff. And we went there, and it was cloudy. You know, it was cloudy. It was gonna rain.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it was cool because it was like 92, and after the rain, it was going to be like 70. So we're driving into Steel Yard, which is their stadium.
The Steel Yard, the Railcats,
which is an awesome drive. If you're in Indiana and you want to go to a Gary Railcats game, it's super easy. You just take 65 until it stops and make a left, and then you're basically there.
That way you don't have to drive through Gary. You're just on the highway the whole time.
Yeah. You're only in Gary for the part with the baseball.
And you get in and you get out. You watch the Railcats.
Well,
you
no,
watch the
hold
home
on.
runs.
No, you don't because so it was very cloudy and rain was in the forecast. They had the dirt tarped off on the field. It was supposed to be a 4:10 game. We get there at like 3:35, park, walk in, and they announce, hello, Railcats fans. We're just letting you know that because of the inclement weather, there is a rain delay. We will be starting at 5:10.
Oh,
Okay.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Where's the beer guy?
So I get in line to get some food. And while I'm in line, it did start raining a little bit. Like it was raining. But then it stopped. And I'm in line. Well, Railcats fans, we have some good news here. We're going to be moving up the start time. And I'm like, cool. It'll be like 4:35 to 5 o'clock. Oh, great. 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Hey.
Fantastic. Before the game, the kids get to go out on the
They're busy
field.
taking a shit. They moved it up.
Yeah. So I'm running with my nachos. I just throw them at my father-in-law because I have to run out onto the field and take pictures.
Oh.
Because for the baseball night, all the kids get to go out on the field before the game and stand out on the field for the national anthem, which was quite a national anthem.
One of the top 5?
In terms of fun
Quality.
bad?
Oh, no.
Yeah. I don't remember the gentleman's name who did it.
Look.
But, so it was like a 4.5 minute version of the national anthem. And
What's the average on that, though?
I think like a minute 20.
Oh, Jesus.
He was taking forever. He was singing it really slowly. And then he, in his mind, would have these little runs he was going to do that, you know, the ones that old white people hate. Yeah. Like, I don't think that's the way you should be singing a national anthem. Like,
Not what George Washington had in mind when he wrote that.
right. Except a lot of those are good. You know, people will do that. Singers will do that professionally. You know, you'll be watching like a playoff game or something, and you're like, yeah, you cannot like it because you're a piece of shit. But that was actually really spicy, and I liked it. But this guy wasn't good at it, and he would pause. There'd be a long pause, like, I'm trying to think of like what was like the first one he did.
Was he a deep-voiced man?
Probably around my range, like not super deep, but he wasn't like a tenor. Maybe like in between a baritone and a tenor. But it didn't even sound like he was a cover band guy, you know?
Look, it's the Gary Railcats.
And so he'd be about to sing the line, and he'd pause if he was going to do a really complicated run. We're so gallantly streaming. So anytime there was a long
Carbon's
pause,
doing the fucking song.
anytime there was a long pause, you knew here comes a run
Comes some
not gonna-
flavor.
he's not going to nail.
Welcome to Flavor Country.
But God bless him. You know, that's got to be nerve-wracking to get up there and do that. So good for him.
Oh yeah.
Game's finally underway. It was a great game. It was fun to watch. The kids were sitting right on the third base side on the field, making friends with the third baseman, being silly. No, none of the kids were being rude or like screaming or being obnoxious, which was nice. I was pleasantly surprised. And then it's about the 6th inning or so. It's 5-2 Railcats. Cool. They put in a relief pitcher who promptly gets shelled. Gives up 2 hits and then a 3-run home run. 5-5. Okay.
Get him out. Hey, Skip.
Yeah, they
We
got
need
him.
this guy out of here.
They got him right the fuck out of there, and they put in another guy who pitched. Ended up pitching 7 scoreless innings.
God
You're thinking,
dang.
wait a minute, huh? Yeah, well, he pitched until the 14th inning, and then in the bottom of the 15th, Railcats came through. That was the longest baseball game I've ever seen, I think, time-wise. I think it was longer than the White Sox World Series Game 3. It was longer in innings, for sure.
We're taking rain delays into account.
No, I'm not. If
Just
I took
innings,
the,
just straight innings.
I mean, it started at like 5:05 and it ended at about 10:50.
Hey, those guys really earned their $20 in a hot dog that night.
They sure did.
Railcats.
4 fucking umpires too. I don't think they get overtime. And the umpire,
Union. Come on, Union.
he threw one of the guys out from the other team from the bench.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
He pointed to him. No, you, yes,
Not him.
you out of here.
Hey, asshole. You.
You know he was
12, number 12.
dying to do that mechanic, the old point and then point up into the sky. You're out of here.
Did he milk it like
Yeah,
Leslie
yeah.
Nielsen? Yeah. You have to. Yeah, the people in the cheap seats need to know that motherfucker's just been ejected.
He wanted to get his shit in. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
equivalent of him in the Royal Rumble. And he's like, look, I do a spine buster. I do a power slam. Like, I won't get my finisher in, but let me get my shit in, and then I'll be out of there. I want to pop from the crowd, and that was his pop. He's like, that's 12. We're 12 innings deep. I'm getting a pop.
Yeah, he's getting annoyed as each inning goes on. Tempers are flaring. And look, you do not become an umpire without the secret and sometimes not so secret desire of just wanting to eject people. That's why they do it. That's why you sign up for it. It's like you don't buy a hot rod Camaro convertible because it's a fancy car. No, you do it to get laid. Like there's that side part of it.
Oh.
And the side part of the umpire job is I'm going to eject the shit out of these fucking meatheads. I can't wait till they mouth off to me.
Gets you late? I didn't even know that. I thought you were
I'm
gonna
sure
say,
it helps.
I thought you were going to say because it goes fast and you want to go fast.
No, girls like the cars. The fast
Do that?
drop down. I don't know.
That makes sense now.
They don't like Kias.
Yeah. They don't like 82 Pontiac Sunbirds. Tell you what. Long ass game.
Oof.
And then there were so many pitching changes. Then there would be this stalling while the guy warms up where the pitching coach can go out unlimited amount of times without pulling the pitcher. And the pitching coach who went to Notre Dame. So anytime he went out there, they played the Notre Dame fight song. He'd go out there and talk to the pitcher, and then immediately the umpire is running out to the mound like, guys, 12th inning.
Hurry the fuck up. What can you be talking about?
Yeah, just get shelled and get out of here or strike them out. Let's go.
Each time I'd be like, hey, each time you do this, that strike zone gets smaller.
Kid got hit
Or
with
bigger?
a fly ball.
Got bigger.
Woo! Right on the head.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they have this little grassy area where you can sort of picnic or play around in foul territory of right field. And a bunch of the kids, they've been sitting there all night. It's the 9th inning. They go out there. It's just to hang out. They're playing catch or whatever. And a foul ball was hit. And my kid was out there. And I was like, please don't hit my kid because I know none of them are paying attention right now. and they weren't, and it just went doink right on top of this kid's head. He went down.
Oh,
He didn't
hell
get
yeah, he
knocked
did.
out, didn't lose consciousness. First aid was right there. Police officers were right there to respond with some first aid.
And they arrested him.
They gave him some ice.
He's
And
a
he
little too brown.
He had a big old knot on his head. Oh
I
man.
bet. How was the crying at 1 through 10? Was
I
it a
couldn't
12?
hear him, but he was on the opposite end of the field, so I don't know. He wasn't crying or anything when he came back. He was an older kid. I think he was just like an older brother of someone. He was probably 13
Oh, okay.
or so, you know. He got
survive
donked
that.
right on the head. The next pitch, the same batter. So that was the first pitch of that at bat. The Sioux City guy, the visiting team, fouls it off, hits one of our fans in the head. The next pitch, he fouls it the other way, and it skips up off the ground and hits a different kid in the head that's sitting in front of me.
Man,
He was 2 for 2.
the adolescent assassin.
Yeah, that kid was okay. He gave the thumbs up. It just sort of skipped, just bounced off of his head. But man, that other kid took a direct. There was nothing in between them. It just fell right on top of his head. And I saw it happening too. And there's nothing you can do.
No.
I'm just watching it like, please, somebody don't. Ooh, nope, they got it.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. He's fully formed cranium.
Yeah, he's fine. Walk
He's
it off.
fine.
Probably plays football anyway.
Yeah. Meathead kids. Well, that's fun. That couldn't have been good for your knee sitting there for 6.5 hours.
15 innings. No, it
15.
definitely hurt. I had to keep standing up and stretching it because I had another goddamn knee surgery
Yay! Get that punch card out, everybody.
last Tuesday. Third one on the same knee. And
This
I was
guy
a little
again, huh?
pissed. I was hot. Doctor told me,
Why?
hey, well, I'll tell you why.
He's good.
I've got these MRIs here. I can see on the film. I think I know why you're having so much pain. Got some torn meniscus, this time on the inside, your medial meniscus on the left knee. Sort of in the back, but it's in a spot where there's blood supply. So if it stays how it is, I can probably stitch it together and it'll heal. Cool. My first torn meniscus was in the front, on the side, outside, the lateral meniscus, and there's no blood there. So they just sort of trim it away. They can't really stitch anything together. It won't heal without a blood supply.
Oh, interesting.
He's telling me this is going to heal. And I said, what about the pain, everywhere else in my knee? He's like, yeah, that could just be from this. You're probably walking funny. I'm like, all the crunching and grinding and clicking. He's like, yeah, there's probably scar tissue in there. I go and clean that up. Cool. But I noticed on the MRI report from the technician who did the MRI that it did say severe cartilage loss inside my knee joint. And it didn't really seem to concern him, the surgeon, and he didn't mention it. He did tell me, he's, I haven't been put out yet. You get to see the surgeon before you go under, which is nice. And he tells me, okay, if I stitch it together, you're going to be, and he had already told me all this at the office. If I stitch it together, you're going to be in a immobilizer that will have to be locked straight for 6 weeks anytime you're walking. You can bear all of your weight on it, but you need to be locked because you can't be bending your knee at all and twisting or anything like that. It'll tear the stitches in the cartilage.
Mm-hmm.
If it is too bad, though, he said there is a chance that in between now and when the surgery date is, it'll tear more, or it'll get frayed, or something gets stuck in there, and then I won't be able to stitch it together. He said in that case, I'll be in there already. I'll clean everything up. I'll check for other damage and like scar tissue. I'll cut out and suck it all out of there. Okay, cool. So it was never going to be for nothing. Like something was going to get fixed. And then he reminded me of this the day of the surgery. If you wake up with a brace, I was able to stitch it together, 6 weeks, no pool, no hot tub, none of that. You're immobilized, but we were able to stitch it together. You wake up with no brace, I wasn't able to fix it. I go out, oh man, and going out is just the weirdest thing. Man, when you get put under, because it really, and I'm not trying to freak people out here, but I have to imagine it's kind of like what dying is like. It is not like falling asleep. Because, you know, when you're falling asleep, you're laying there, you're thinking things, or you're reading a book or listening to something. And then at one point you're awake and then you just sort of fade out. This is like you're awake, and they're like, okay, bye. And you just, boo, and you're out. It's like they flip a RoboCop switch on you and you're done. And then you hope they wake you back up. And it does feel weird. It's like almost, I talked about it with my endoscopy thing. Like you wake up and at least me, I feel like I've been out for weeks. And then at the same time, I feel like it was instantaneous. Like I was out for, like I closed my eyes, everything was black, and then I opened them.
Mm-hmm.
But man, the way I feel coming out of the anesthesia, I think some people hate it or they have bad reactions. I am in the prime of life. When I'm waking up from being put out, I am just like, how you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me move this way. I'm not trying to be a burden. I right away, as soon as I woke up, I see there's no brace. And they're like, you're not going to remember talking to the doctor. I do. I remember everything after I came to.
He's like, no fucking brace.
I think some people fall back asleep. They go back out and then they don't remember, but I did not.
That'd be me. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going for round 2.
I try and I just can't. I'm just too interested in what's happening around
Like,
me
sir, sir, stop grabbing that mask. No, I need it.
I need more. Back to formula.
I need sleepies.
He's like, there's no brace, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill this guy, even though it's absolutely not his fault. He said there wasn't a tear. I got in there, I went to the spot. It looked like a tear on the films. There was no tear. It was smooth.
The footage was wrong.
So I just cleaned you out. So I woke up feeling the best. The best I ever feel in life is when I'm coming to out of anesthesia. Then he tells me, not only do you not have the brace and you don't have the long recovery and all the restrictions, also the thing I thought was torn isn't torn. And I cleaned all that scar tissue out. I was like, hell yeah. The recovery nurse was great too. Oh man, that recovery room can be rough because everyone is coming out of surgery in there for other things. And I told her, I started doing these exercises they want you to do where you like spell the alphabet with your foot, you know, so you don't get blood clots. They want you to like move your foot around. And as soon as I woke up, I started doing that. And I said, is it too soon to do this? She's like, no, it's great. Whatever you can do already, just go ahead and do it. And we're just chatting a little. And I'm like, oh, no screamers today. She's like, oh, this isn't your first surgery, huh? I'm like, no. She's like, yep, no screamers. Everything's quiet here in recovery right now. There was one time this guy was just howling in pain. After my very first knee surgery, I wake up to the sound of this guy screaming bloody murder. Oh, God. Sir, you have to relax. No. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. You guys are just doing your job. Oh, God. Sir, we can't pull it out if you clench up like that. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I'll be relaxed. I'm relaxing. I'm relaxing. Oh, my God. It hurts. Sir,
that's
stop.
Also me.
Sir, stop clenching. You're squeezing. Stop. And I was like, oh, good Lord.
If I ever have to go in, I'm going to warn him.
There was a moaner. There was a lady just like,
Master P.
She did kind of sound like Master P. She was moaning, and I could see her from where I was. And she was like, she wasn't an old lady, but she was older than me, but probably still like younger than our parents' age, you know, but in that in between. And I don't think she was in pain. I think she was just that fucked up when you come out of it. Like you're feeling all these feelings at once. And she's just like, she probably didn't know where she was. She sounded like a bird. You ever hear a bird just repeat the same sound, but perfectly in time?
Yes.
It was like that.
You can set your watch to it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
So-
amazing.
I lucked out. I got, I went back to work the next day. Everyone said there's no way you're going to. And I said, yes, I will be at work.
Well, I mean, if you had the fucking Kevin Nash leg brace, that might be a different story, no?
Okay. Let me be honest with you. I was expecting that and saying I was still coming to work. Had I had that, I think I would have called off. Because I would have also, which I didn't know this until the day I was in the hospital for surgery, I would have woken up with like a water, like liquid cooler for your PC, but around my knee, like a water pump that pumps ice water around my knee. And I'm thinking, like, how am I going to drag all of this around at work? But I didn't need all that. So I did go to work, and I still win.
You win.
I kind of win.
I think they win. They're like, good, we got the guy to do the things. Woo!
But it was good. It wasn't bad. They gave me this nerve blocker, which I don't think I got the other times. If I got it the second time, I was already out when they gave it to me. But they go
Nerve
into
blocker.
a vein in your leg or artery or what, I don't know. One of those two, right? And it's like Novocaine for your knee joint.
Mm.
And it hurts really bad at first when they start. He's like, it's going to burn. I'm like, oh, that's the burning you told me about. He's like, yep, it's going to burn for a bit. But then it just numbs your entire knee joint. And then the whole front of my shin was numb all the way down to the top of my sock. And then my foot was fine.
That's hilarious.
And I'm just like,
You're
how
like,
the
hey,
fuck
foot.
does it know where to stop?
Did you ask?
No, I didn't.
I don't know. Like, what in the
It's
foot?
just-
Yeah, foot bone.
But the day, so that lasted for about 24 hours. Once that wore off, got a little sore.
Oh. Ooh.
And what they, man, if you've never had a surgery like this on a joint, the recovering from the surgery part is never really that bad. The physical therapists really enjoy making you hurt, though. They love it.
Hell yeah.
And
Welcome
that
to
is
the
what
Xander
hurts.
Zone.
Exactly. That is they got me doing these fucking stretches where I have to extend my leg straight and put like a belt around my foot and then pull my leg in like it's bending. But you have to
Yeah.
like slide your foot on the floor. You have to like wear a sock on a tile floor or something so it slides and you can pull it. And that fucking thing hurts so bad. I got to do that every goddamn day.
Mm.
Ooh, that's way worse than the surgery. I could just not do it and then never fully recover, but then what's the point?
Damn. Yeah, I didn't know all these details. I knew old Jimmy had his knee surgery.
Yeah.
It was a success. Back to work. I didn't know all these little wrinkles. That's why I show up on Mondays. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we got a dense show today. Dense show. And it feels okay. I had a little paranoia about blood clots and circulation and things
Sure.
like that. He was
That's like-
very adamant
Yeah,
about
there's like one thing that can fuck you up here. So you're like, well, I'm going to make sure that doesn't do that.
Yeah. And then he takes the wrap off, and the nurse. So it was like Tuesday. Thursday, I go in for the post op appointment. She takes the wrap off, and that's when your heart's like beating. Because you want her to say, oh, this looks great. You don't want to hear, like, ooh, okay, yeah, let me get the
Yeah.
doctor.
Yeah, watching the facial expressions. Like, why are you making that face? No grimace.
She said, oh, this looks so good. Like, you don't have any swelling in your calf or your ankles or anything. And it's really draining. It's going down. I'm like, okay, cool. But then I noticed like all these fucking big, fat, wormy veins in my shin that I didn't have before.
Mm.
She didn't say shit about those.
She was like, they just got fat. Your veins got fat.
Dale didn't take your veins fishing.
We injected your veins with some gummy worms.
That's what it looked
So-
like.
If you need a snack, just cut yourself open.
The doctor told me really work on straightening it, because if you keep straightening it now and really working that range of motion, you'll be able to get it straight on your own. Eventually. He said, don't worry too much about contracting it, like bending your knee. he said if the scar tissue builds up and you just can't bend it, I'll just knock you out and I'll just break it. I'll just break that. He's like, I'll just push your leg so far that the scar tissue cracks. And part of me,
It's gonna crack you.
part of me doesn't want to be knocked out for that.
Oh,
I'm sure it would hurt so bad I would pass out. But
is wrong with
I want to
you?
hear, like, can you record it? I want to hear this crack.
he's like, oh, I always do. I have a YouTube channel.
I'm a cracker. I'm a self cracker. So you don't deny me the loudest crack of my life just because I'll be unconscious, please. So I'm kind of hoping he's gotta whack me out again, and then he'll just bust this thing, and I'm like, please videotape it. I want to hear that crack.
Crack. And just like how umpires secretly want to be umpires just to eject people, I think doctors, part of them want to be doctors just so they could say, I'm going to knock you out. When I knock you out, you're going under my knife. Like they just get to say all this serial killer
Yeah.
shit.
I'll just knock you out and do what I want. I'll slice you right open like a fish. I'll tell you what, it won't be a big deal. I'll just knock you out and I'll make it break. He's like, I'll bend it all the way. It'll crack. I was like,
Once I get
Jesus.
in there,
He wants to do this now.
it's like, why is his pants twitching? I don't like that. I'm glad it was a success. So, sort of like a double success in a way.
Yeah, he didn't prepare me for that third outcome, which is the films are misleading. There isn't a tear. And I just cleaned all this shit out and you don't have the leg brace.
Do you think he was, I wouldn't say mad, but like annoyed? Like
No.
at the MRI or MRI person? Like they can't they can't snap pics for shit over there.
He didn't seem to be. He did show me. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. He didn't really talk about the loss of cartilage on the ends of my bones at all when we looked at the films. And he said some of that stuff's hard to see on the films. When I went in for my post-op appointment, he let me watch the video of them like going in and cleaning up the scar tissue. My left lateral meniscus on the outside that's been torn for years and like getting worse. That was so satisfying to look at the before and after because the before looks like the inside of a steamed crab.
Oh,
And then the after, there's just it's empty space. It's just like cleaned out. It's like if you watched a video of someone like cleaning their hallway or something, and like look at all this clutter, and then at the end it's just a clean hallway. That's what it was like.
before and after.
He showed me the end of my thigh bone, where there's like he said, see this picture and this picture. See how these are smooth white? They sort of look like eggshells. He's like, that's what good cartilage looks like on your bones. And he goes, here's your thigh bone. This is the bottom of your bone inside your knee. And it looks like a pink Himalayan salt lamp. That's what my thigh bone looks like. So
not smooth.
not smooth at all. There's nothing there, and it's just been grinding away. I would assume on the other bone, but he didn't show me pictures of like the bottom, like your shin bone,
Oh,
the
yeah.
top of
Yeah,
that.
no, you trust me. You didn't want to see
You
that.
don't want to see that. But he did say, so regarding your point about how could it be so wrong, he showed me the films when I was there, and you see a big, like, defined line in that cartilage. Then when he showed me the video, it's like almost like folded there. And he said over time, your cartilage wears out. And he said it's not torn, but it could just be so thin there that the film picks it up and it looks like the same as if there was nothing there. So he wasn't hot about it. It seemed like he had been down that rodeo before.
He was like, yeah, just
been down that
got in.
rodeo? What am I?
One of them. He just got in there with his ice cream scooper and just scraped away. Said, all right, stitch this motherfucker back up.
It looks like a loop. Like the cartilage like goes in this metal loop and then it just like he pulls some kind of trigger and it just cuts it off at the end of the loop. It's weird. It's not what I expected to see. And then there's this metal rod that he pokes all around in there and he's like tugging at the cartilage to see if it's intact. But yeah, he trimmed away a bunch of the cartilage on the bottom of that bone that was all just I mean, you looked at the picture and you didn't know what it was. You couldn't even tell it was a knee. There was just like spaghetti of cartilage, like a fucking lobster tail. And then he shows you the after, and you're like, wow, all that shit was just in there?
He's like, yeah, you see this coffee can right behind me? That's got all your knee gunk in there.
There's a guitar pick right here, right there. I got that out of there. And I'm like, look, I need that back.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna
a
need that.
Fender Stratocaster or something.
Hey, those were two real words.
Hey.
You strung two together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
you don't
it.
want
That's
your
it.
knee to look like a Himalayan salt lamp. So he did tell me
Good
that
to know.
it's a big bummer of this whole story
Oh, no.
is he said, I'll see you in about 20 years for a knee replacement. You're definitely going to need a total knee or partial knee replacement.
Okay.
Okay.
You know,
But he's like, see how you feel after this. You should feel better.
now the good news, and I know nothing of this, but like if you had to do one of those right now, I feel the technology's pretty good. But 20 years from now, I feel it's probably going to be significantly better. I think it might not be this sad case that you might think it might be.
Yeah, maybe. That could be part of it too. And they only, like right now, the reason they don't give knee replacements at my age is they usually only last about 15 years or so. And
Oh.
I guess if they do a second one, those don't go well.
Mm.
So they try and find a sweet spot where it's like you still want to be active and moving around. You'll get some good use out of it. And, you know, by the time it wears out, you won't want to move around anymore anyway. I don't know. He
You
did
won't
say
be
they're-
able to.
They can do a cartilage transplant, but he said we don't know if it's going to work until we try it. And if it doesn't work, it's just like a failure. And then they got to like, you just got like this cartilage floating around. I guess they'd have to go back in
Ugh.
and take it out. But what I'm hoping is in 20 years, all of the growing of tissue and stem cell shit,
Yeah.
you know, like they could grow me some shit. Because right now the transplant they do is with someone else's cartilage.
Yeah.
So your body can reject it and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But man, just grow me a new knee in a dish, put it in.
That's another thing that's could happen in 20 years' time. They're getting crazy with it in the last 2 or 3 years. DDP's out there getting stem cell shots all the time now. It's getting
Yeah.
juiced up.
Yeah, just give me like 50 of them in there. Like, what's the downside?
It's going to hook you up like Bane. It's going to have all these wires and needles.
I'll take it.
Whatever
Whatever we need to win the 3-on-3 championship, Dale.
That did cross my mind during this whole story. I was like, well, we're never playing basketball again by the sounds of things.
Yeah, well, Chris was like, yeah, so you probably shouldn't do this or that. I'm like, I didn't hear him say a goddamn thing about any of that. He never said, so no more basketball, martial arts is out of the question. He didn't say any of those things.
Didn't say that. You know, we're just playing horse, honey. Honey, we're just playing 2-on-2. We're just shooting around. It was just a full court game. What's wrong?
If I fuck up the good one, though, God, I'll be so
Ooh.
fucked.
Oh man, you'll be like Ace Ventura with the arrows in both legs.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, ah.
Yeah, that is my biggest fear right now, health-wise, is fucking up my intact knee.
Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
That was my
Ah.
week.
Damn, that was a hell of a week. That was like, yeah, that was like a 3-day stretch.
Not
Living
even.
it up,
6 days.
living it up,
Yeah.
living your best life over there, your most medicated life. All right. So this week, I wanted to announce what our Patreon movie is gonna be this month for the month of June. Is that how we do it, or will it technically be for the month of July? I don't know. I don't know how Jim does it.
It's always it would be, it'll come out at the very end of June, and people have all July to listen to it.
Gotcha. Because in May, that was Jim's birthday month. So he played the birthday
I
card
did.
and went with Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, which fucking killed me. I'm still hot to this day about it. It did provide a lot of inside jokes. and things like that. But goddamn, I don't know if it was worth it. By the way, awesome Patreon episode. Please get on that. The content's just too good. It's too good. But now it's June. It's my birthday month. So I wanted to return the favor with a big old fuck you to Jim. And I went through so many movies.
Oh, I can't wait.
You know, I could finally do the Toxic Avenger. That's a short one, and I could just nerd out for an hour and a half. Or maybe I pick some obscure, goofy shit only a handful of people have seen. Could do that. No. I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to pick a movie that I like and Jim will hate. That's mean. That's not fun. No. We're going down in fucking flames on this one because this one isn't for me. It's not for me. It's not for Jim. It's for our listeners. It's for our listeners, Jim. It's always been for our listeners. So I thought to myself, what movie would people love to hear us riff on? And it came to me. Jim, on June 16th, we record that episode, and I'm going to need you to prepare yourself mentally as best you can.
Oh, no.
Because on June 16th, we're going to do a film from 2007.
Uh-oh.
Coming in at 2 hours even.
No.
It even... Yeah, deep down, you know.
No.
On June 16th, Jim,
No.
we're recording Rob Zombie's Halloween.
God damn it. I knew it. You said 2007. Oh.
And I honestly don't even know if I've seen it all the way through. Not in one sitting, that's for damn sure. I've seen it like in installments to the point where I'm sure I've seen the whole movie over that course of time. But we're doing it. This one's for the people because they know our thoughts on that movie. They know my thoughts on Mr. Zombie. And oh man,
That picture
at first
you did of the monsters.
yeah, no, I didn't do that. So yeah,
you sent it to
yeah,
me.
yes. Because he's also doing the monsters, and people are like, "Yep, all his people are going to be in that bullshit." Oh, so yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for this one. That's going to be so much fun. We still have to figure out the wrestling one, but the movie for June, Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh, good Lord. The only thing
Yes.
I have going for me is the fantastic and wonderful Danielle Harris is in this
Absolutely.
movie as Annie.
Absolutely.
At Horror Gal on Instagram. So I'll have that to look forward to. And Jesus, I've seen it all the way through one time opening night at the theater, and that is it. I've not seen
that's right.
a snippet of it, a clip on like at somebody's house, or like Blackened has played shows where there's movies on TV, not even anything like that.
Yeah. Grab a case. I'm gonna grab a full jar of edibles. Got something. We're gonna need help. We're
I
gonna
need my
assistance.
anesthesiologist to come back.
Yeah, you
Just
want
put me
to
out for
feel
30.
good?
Put me out for 30, wake me up. I need to have that wake up feeling for this movie. Good Lord. Oh man. I didn't see that coming.
I was happy because my first thought was it's gonna be like 2.5 hours. And then it was, 2 hours and 1 minute. So I was like, all right, 2 hours even. Awesome. That's manageable. So yeah, get on the Patreon, guys. If this isn't going to do it for you, I don't know what will, because this is going to be a fun one.
Let me just say one more thing here about Superman 4. Just
Yeah,
in all honesty,
please.
I'm being honest here. I didn't pick that because it's so bad and it'll be entertaining to watch a terrible movie. I honestly did grow up watching that movie and loving it
Yes.
as a little kid.
Yeah, a lot of nostalgia.
A lot of
in there.
nostalgia. And it tied in with He-Man so well. Can you imagine if you have a movie company and you put both of those out in the same year?
No longer with us.
No.
Rip.
That's when you just Black Friday, Black Monday your ass out the fucking window. Good Lord. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Yeah, we've been talking about this movie since the beginning of Sad Clown Radio, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We've
Giving it the business for quite a while. And even during character work where we would watch a movie every week, I don't think we even fucking messed around with that.
No,
Because we love ourselves.
We have not watched. We used to on Sad Clown Radio. We used to do like a Netflix movie of the week or just a movie of the week or whatever. It never came up there, and the reason I know this, it'd be funny if I was wrong too. But the reason I know it didn't is because I've only ever seen it the one time at the theater, and I thought to myself, I don't think I ever need to see this again. But now that the wonderful Danielle Harris is on Instagram,
she's in there.
it'll be worth
There's some
watching.
good actors in there. There's some talented folks on screen.
Sure,
You know?
yeah.
In front of the camera, there's some really skilled folks. God damn, I can't wait. Oh, I'm so excited. I picked it up today just to make sure because I didn't want to announce it and then find out I couldn't get my hands on it. Surprisingly, kind of difficult to get your hands on this movie.
Huh.
I was literally just gonna kind of buy it on eBay, as sinful as that sounds to folks. But like to find it, it was like $26. I said,
What?
No.
It's just so rare.
I guess they stopped printing it. They're like, nah, it's cursed. we have to.
It has a
make
death
anymore.
curse.
It's like Mein Kampf. It's out of print. No more.
It's out of,
No more.
it's out of print. It's like you can't. Ugh.
I know. Speaking of,
Like, I know, but I did.
it's a comedy show. Speaking of Danielle Harris and actors from these horror franchises who are like, hey, let me get in on some of that action. This is from WeGotThisCovered.com. And they got
My
me covered
favorite
on
news
this.
source.
And they got me covered on this one. The headline is Friday the 13th star wants to see Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers. And I basically just want to read this quote from Mr. Corey Feldman.
Oh,
That's the star. That's the star here. He says, I got a call from New Line who said, we want to meet with you and talk to you about doing a Friday the 13th thing. Do you have any thoughts? And based on that early idea that I had for Jason versus Michael Myers, I said, well, yeah, I like the idea of Jason coming back and looking for Tommy Jarvis and having the whole H2O kind of vibe, where it would be me coming back playing the original character for the first time as an adult and the fight between Tommy and Jason. So, like, do Tommy versus Jason. Or you could add another layer to it and you could bring in Danielle from Halloween. And she could reprise her role as an adult, and I could reprise my role as an adult. And how cool would that be?
I gotta say, pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
We live in an age now where fucking storylines, do your thing. We got a resequeling of the first two Halloween movies. I mean, basically just nixed the second one.
Mm-hmm.
This is just another version of a story.
Yeah.
So, and you got the part 4 kid tie-in. Tommy Jarvis is in part 4. He's a kid. Jamie Lloyd's in part 4. She's a kid. It's very symmetrical.
Yeah. Yeah, these like middle era franchise kids.
You can bring back the older sisters for both of them too.
That'd be cool if you could pull that off.
Although you can't really, unless you nix 5, Halloween 5, because she does.
You
die
can
at the
cherry
beginning.
pick. We've seen you can cherry pick.
We've seen it
as long as you establish. I don't know how you would establish that.
No, and it'll never. They'll never
doesn't
do
exist.
it. But I'd love it if they did.
Well, the only thing that kind of made me sad, not that this would ever happen, like you just said, but I was like, so they're doing Halloween Kills, and that has, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. I don't like it.
No, you don't want to have two continuities floating around at once.
Yes, exactly.
That makes sense. I wouldn't want to do that either. Even Star Wars, theirs all tie together in some way in the same universe,
Yeah.
Whereas
Now,
this
if
could not coexist.
If they wanted to slip Danielle into this new Halloween timeline and then branch off from there, if she fucking survives, sort of thing, then you do your Corey Feldman movie. Like, we had so much success that we ran out of ideas. We're doing that Corey Feldman fucking idea. That's wild. That'd be great, though. What I wish, though, is that when Corey Feldman was dancing on Oprah and being a weirdo because he's messed up in the head, which, mental
Wasn't that
health.
Tom Cruise? Did he dance too?
I don't know if it was Oprah, but there's a video of Corey Feldman dancing on some morning show, like promoting his album or something. Yeah,
it's
not great. But instead of that, wasting his time on that, if he was trying to get meetings with these people, like have these movies made, I'd watch the shit out of this movie, Corey.
Yes.
I need your efforts focused on these more fruitful endeavors.
Yeah, and maybe the court case will finally be resolved. Who knows? That's still pending.
How's old Larry Ferner doing? Does he have any updates for us on Friday the 13th? That's your boy, Larry Zerner.
You know what? I'll check in with his Twitter account and
love it.
We'll talk about it next week.
Got to have something for next week. Speaking
Tyler
of Rob
Mane,
Zombie, of course, who
plays?
Oh, is that the
Shape in Rob Zombie's Halloween? He's also Sabretooth in X-Men.
Yep. And I don't think I have much issue with Tyler. We'll fucking find out on June 16th, God damn it. We're going to put this movie under a microscope. Obviously, the bar is set extremely low. Like, we're just going to try to survive it, have some laughs along the way. I don't think we're going to bury too many people in front of the camera.
A big boy, though.
Kind of like with Freddy versus Jason. Like, I don't blame the guy that had to play Frankenstein, Jason. That wasn't his fucking fault.
He's a big boy, though. Ex-pro wrestler. Ex-pro wrestler, Canadian from Saskatchewan.
Nice.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Sabretooth. He was in Troy, and then he was Michael Myers.
Did this come out? So this was 2007. When was Freddy versus Jason? That was 2003.
2003, yeah.
Because I was going to say, who did the fucking Hulk Michael Myers first? And it was Freddy versus Jason. It's a trend that we did not need to get going. He just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's like, God damn. Braun Strowman's over here playing Michael Myers.
Trained by Stu Hart.
No way.
Yep.
All right. So now the expectations have been lifted. They've been raised. Tyler Mane, I'm expecting you to stretch him.
Stretch him out.
Somebody just better get their head ripped off backwards. He's stretched up. See, all right, I've already got the comedy bits in the chamber.
It's ready to go.
Ready to go.
It writes itself.
So, and like we said, Rob Zombie is making a Monsters movie. This is from Bloody Disgusting. Rob Zombie officially confirms his next movie is The Munsters. And I know what you're thinking. He just can't. He's gonna just tear in Rob Zombie again. No, that's gonna be done June 16th. This makes all the sense in the world to me. This man clearly loves and has always loved the Munsters. Like House of a Thousand. Like his cast is always like a Munsters knockoff sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's that configuration. So he loves it. I think if we're gonna pick anybody to do this, he's one of your top 3 choices. So I think this might be good.
You know, I had this conversation in 2006, I want to say, maybe about how House of a Thousand Corpses was cool. I didn't see The Devil's Rejects, but he really loves Halloween.
No. Yeah, what am I doing?
But you are right. When one of your biggest hits is a song about the car from the Munsters TV show, that has got to be your wheelhouse, right?
Yeah.
Bryan Singer, huge fan of Richard Donner's Superman. I think he might do it justice with Superman Returns. Look, those things don't always work.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just... Right. Sometimes they don't. But...
You got me on that one.
There is no reason... I'll put it this way. It's not as if, I'd much rather Director X do this Munsters movie. I don't care about a Munsters movie.
Yeah, it's not for me.
So if it's great, it's great, and if it isn't, it doesn't matter because it's not like I could have gotten a better Munsters movie that I was really secretly desiring. I don't care.
Yeah, this can only be a good thing. If this arrives and it flops, like nobody will notice. But if this shows up and it's surprisingly good, well, what a nice surprise that'll be. Because I'm sure this will come out, around September, October, eventually. I don't know if it'll be in theaters. We'll find out. Just the way things are with the streamings. But if it's good, what a pleasant surprise that'll be. Of course, Sherry Moon Zombie is in it. I know.
What do you know?
She's in all the things. She's in all of his things. Of course, she was going to be in this. Here are some other people that are in this movie. Jeff Daniel Phillips, not Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniel Phillips. Those two will be playing Lily and Herman Munster. So Sherry will be playing Lily. And this Jeff Daniel Phillips will be playing Herman.
And Jeff
That's
Daniels.
the big one.
Oh.
That's the big one, right? That's Herman. That's the big guy.
Yeah, Herman Munster. Yes, he
Okay,
was
very good.
the judge in My Cousin Vinny.
Oh,
What is a Ute?
also in the cast is Richard Brake, Dan Roebuck, Jorge Garcia, who I believe is the chubbier guy from Lost, and Cassandra Peterson, who is Elvira, better known as Elvira, which is awesome. Very good choice there.
Does she
Don't care.
age? She doesn't age, right?
Doesn't seem that way. I follow her on Insta, and I'm like, God, she's great. She's hilarious. Still got it. Keep it up, Cassandra. You're awesome. So yeah, they're filming this in Budapest right now. I don't know what that means though. Like why Budapest? Are the tax rates there super good? Are they trying to find an actual castle to film in or some shit? That's just a weird bit of information.
That would make sense. That would make the most sense to me is if, like location wise, that just works out. There's some old castle or something. But isn't the plot they move into like a regular neighborhood?
I think so. Yeah, they're on Mockingbird Lane and all that shit. And it's a little fish out of water sort of horror humor, which I like.
How old do you think Cassandra Peterson is?
I'm going to say she is 71 years old.
Ooh, close. 69.
Hey, funnier than my guess. Yeah, she's doing great, looking great, active, still working. Obviously, she's in this picture. She's in this movie. So that's
Wow, the
good,
original
man.
Elvira show started in 81 in LA on like local TV. And by the mid 80s, she was like a horror icon.
Oh yeah.
So
she
that's,
was on a lot of clocks too in garages.
oh, still is, I'm sure. Hot rods, you know. But that's just wild to me. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be like we all know Sven Gulli, right? But imagine if
Yes.
like Sven Gulli blew up worldwide all of a sudden in the 70s.
Wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
Wasn't showing off that hog. See, Elvira knew what she was. Elvira knew what she was doing.
That's true. Good point.
I always confused Elvira, and I smartened up pretty quick. But as a youth, I always thought incorrectly that Elvira was the host of USA Up All Night, and that wasn't Elvira. You fucking idiot! It was Rhonda Shear.
Rhonda Shear, WrestleMania 10.
God, I'm a dum dum.
We're talking about reboots and sequels to old properties, and maybe things can be good again. Masters of the Universe Revelation. Is it Revelations? Revelation.
Yeah,
There
one
is
of
a
those.
Masters of the Universe reboot coming out. And have you watched the trailer for it yet?
I have seen the trailer.
Looks pretty
I have.
goddamn good.
It looks pretty goddamn good. I agree. Animation style's on point. The little hype job. It was just like a teaser trailer.
Mhm.
Not too much of the story, but it does a good job at getting you excited for the show. Written by Kevin Smith,
Executive produce, I know for sure.
because that's the only thing that concerns me. Otherwise, yeah, it looks good. And it's going to be a Netflix thing, I believe.
Why does that concern you?
I don't need any snoochie boochies in this bullshit.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of other things he's done like this. Created by Kevin Smith, written by Kevin Smith.
All right. Well, let's see how he can handle, a property that's not his own. I mean, he made Batman piss himself or something. People are still upset about that. Let's see what he can do with He-Man.
Yeah, he did have a run on like Daredevil, and there was Batman. I'm trying to think of what other comic book things he was working on. I don't know about cartoons. What else he's done? I'm sure there are some. I just don't know. But have you seen the cast? Have you seen who some of the voice actors are for this?
No.
Okay. So Chris Wood from
Okay.
Vampire Diaries.
It's nothing to me.
Yeah, Prince Adam, He-Man, nothing, right? Second billing though, Skeletor.
Oh, I did see this
You
one.
did see Skeletor. Mark Hamill.
Woo.
Do you know who Tila is?
No.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Okay.
He's coming at you. He's coming at you hot.
Good voice. That's some good voice work here.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Let's get Brad Dourif in here. Now we got to.
He's not on the list.
Dude.
He's not on the list, but way down far on the list we got to run through this. I wasn't planning on running through it, but Man at Arms is Liam Cunningham, and if you don't know him by name, he's in Game of Thrones. He is he's Davos. I don't know his last name.
The Onion Knight.
Yes, yeah. One of the
Sweet,
guys
that's
that
a
you
good
like
voice.
and you don't want to see him die.
Yeah, that's a
He's
good
Man
voice.
at Arms. That's cool.
Mentor voice, perfect.
Oh, Game of Thrones, huh? Lena Headey
Yeah.
is Evelyn. But
And
I
she
think
played
most known
Ciri.
for playing Sarah Connor and nothing about Game of Thrones.
That's what the fucking movie should have been. No, I don't think we'll ever touch that one either. Yeah, she's got a good voice as well. Yeah.
Diedrich Bader from Drew Carey.
Yeah.
And a ton of like voice acting stuff.
Is he gonna play like random goons or somebody?
He plays two characters that are completely different. King Randor, who is like the king of Eternia, and Trapjaw, which is
All
cool.
right.
Queen Marlena is Alicia Silverstone.
Damn.
What?
Did Kevin Smith just go to his nostalgia spank bank?
I don't know. It's crazy. The fucking Stephen Root from a ton of shit. Office Space. He did a bunch of voice stuff like King of the Hill. He is Cringer. He's the fucking cat.
Cringer.
It's pretty cool. And there's some like there's some people on here that I think are just voice actor known, but you know that Kevin Smith is like popping for them.
Yeah.
So like Susan Eisenberg is the sorceress from the Castle Grayskull.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a voice actor, but she's done Wonder Woman in Justice League, and she was also did a bunch of voices in Skyrim.
Okay. Does it say the date on that? Do we have a date?
Like when it's coming out?
Yeah, when can I watch this?
July 23rd. Ooh, I'm gonna binge the shit out of this. So, I just want to get through these.
Okay.
Kevin
Still
Michael
more.
Richardson. He
Kramer.
is, what did you say?
That's Kramer. That's the actor who
Did you
plays
say
Kramer.
No, he's not Kramer. He's done a ton of voice acting stuff. So, like Family Guy.
Noise.
He's been the Joker before.
Ooh.
A voice acting mainstay. And
Do
we're
they have the guy that played Bender?
Do they have that guy?
No, but it just seems like the project that he would pull that guy.
They might. I haven't gotten there yet. I don't remember his name or anything. Here's one of the things I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Stinkor is Jason Mewes.
You knew it was coming. You fucking knew it was coming.
But
Sherry Moon
Merman.
Zombie was going to be in this. So it was bound to happen.
Merman is played by none other than the fucking man. When we're talking hero animated voices, the number one guy I think of, and I'm biased, of course, because of my age, is Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
And he is Merman. And that is so fucking cool that he's in this. You got Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy in this.
I hope they have a scene together.
Henry Rollins is Triclops.
Wow.
And then, other people. Justin Long.
Yeah. From Tusk. That's his buddy from Tusk. So he's pulling more guys.
Oh, and they were in Live Free and Die Hard together. Don't forget that.
That's true. Shit. Yeah. Well, it's going to sound great.
Tony Todd, the Candyman.
Hell yeah, Tony Todd.
He's in this. Scareglow.
Look,
Phil
can't
Lamar is in this from who's on Mad TV.
Mad
right?
TV, yeah.
Did a lot of voice acting, cartoon work too.
Oh,
he's in this as Hero. I don't remember Hero.
Well, I'm glad that there's going to be some original characters. Potentially, I do like that.
Penny from Inspector Gadget, Cree Summer, is the priestess. Harley Quinn Smith, as you may know, is Harley Quinn Smith, actress and musician from Red Bank, New Jersey. Is
related to somebody in the
Elena. And now you got a Tiffany Smith that I can't click on her name. I would have to just make assumptions there. Is Andra? I don't know who Elena and Andra are. I didn't see every episode of He-Man, but this is packed and jacked and stacked of actors. Some known for being voice actors more so than screen actors, and then some just like straight up legends in here.
Yeah.
So I gotta give it a shot. And I was like, no, there's not gonna be any snoochie boochies. And then I got to Stinkor, and I'm like, there's probably gonna be a booch, maybe a nooch, something.
Jar Jar's gonna step in some shit.
Jason Mewes is in it as Stinkor. And do you know? So like we have fun at Rob Zombie's expense, and apparently at Kevin Smith's expense. I'm sure we've talked. This isn't the first time we've talked about his crew of people being in things. I got to be honest. I love that about show business in general, music and movies and all that stuff.
Got to get your buddies paid.
Like if you can't getting your buddies paid has to be one of the coolest feelings in the world. Now, putting your kids and stuff, that's probably cool too. But I don't know. It would have to sort of depend on. I bet they don't even want to be in it. Like, come on, Dad.
No, I think the daughter does. I think she wants to be.
I don't know about Tiffany. I can't click on her name.
Yeah, I don't know about Tiffany. She might be being forced into the acting game, and that would be unfair. If that's the case.
Get your friends paid. That's so cool.
Get them paid. Get them paid.
Get them paid. So,
but they don't have to get too paid. Like Sherry Moon Zombie doesn't need to be the fucking lead in everything. Like Snoochie Boochies as some big character that might have a scene or two. That's perfect.
And Stinkor, that's a good one for him to be.
See, I don't know Stinkor. I don't know how.
He was one of the bad guys. He was the black and white furry skunk guy.
That tracks.
That tracks. Makes sense.
That tracks to me.
But
this does look good.
I'm gonna have to
I've got the trailer on in the background, and it just looks good. I like the He-Man transformation. I like He-Man looking just thick. It just looks like a Brock Lesnar motherfucker. I love that.
And still looks like He-Man though.
Yeah.
Like all the characters still look like the characters, but just freshened up. It's not 3D animated. I think this could really land.
Yeah, I think this might be his most successful project in over a decade, easily. Easily.
Just surprised. I really hoping we could get Bruce Willis in here, but oh well.
Yeah. He was. And he's probably cheaper now, too. Yeah, maybe Kevin just lost his number. I'm sure that's all that happened there. All right, yeah, He-Man, that's July. I was hoping it was going to be June, but oh well, I'll wait a month. I can do that. Do we have any plugs?
We do. Hailstorm Brewing? Hailstorm Brewing, I think. Tinley Park, June 26th. Come see Dad Bod live at Hailstorm Brewing in Tinley Park, Illinois, 6 to 9 p.m. You can get more details for all of upcoming shows at facebook.com/dadbodlive.
Hell yeah. Hit up that Patreon, patreon.com/notlikethis. As you've heard, these movies are only getting better. And of course, we have the Wrestling Rabbit Hole as well. Otherwise, that is going to do it for episode 180. Thanks for listening. I'm a Gary Railcat.
I'm Elvira, Mr. of the Dark.